Hello, everybody. It says we're live. Fingers crossed that's the case. All right. Hello. It's good to see you guys. Welcome to SoulPet. And yeah, we've got a beautiful night here in Wisconsin. I'm back in Wisconsin. Do I know where I am at any point in time? Don't know. But right now, I do know I'm in Wisconsin. So much to share. So much to share with you guys. I have a story about a dog named Bear. We're going to talk about the full moon. We are going to talk about an upcoming class that I decided to host in June. I got all kinds of stuff to chit chat about. But first, let's do a quick introduction. So if this is the first time that you are catching one of these videos, my name is Elaine. I am an animal Reiki master and an animal chaplain. And this channel, SoulPet, is designed to help and support those of us who are healing after the loss of an animal companion. And as I mentioned last week, we're going to be expanding that a little bit further to include all of the animals who share our life, the ones still in the physical with us and the ones who have crossed to the other side. And I say that because I know that my own dog, Gypsy, is a special needs dog. Jack, Lucy, and Winston all crossed in a very short period of time. And that was back in 2020 and 2021. And Gypsy came to be with me shortly thereafter, and she is blind. So I love to be able to include her in these videos and the things that she teaches me. And also so many of you, like Oz, I think I saw that, we've got a lot of bright light here, guys. Oz, who I think I saw in the comments, is having a really good day running around on his own for the first time. All of us who are bringing new animal companions into our home, or have animal companions who were, don't want to say left behind at the moment. That's the only phrase I can think of, but the other animal companions who are part of the family, who are still here with us in the family, still here with us in the physical. And I want to be able to include all of those. So that is what SoulPet is all about. Welcome if this is your first time joining us. I am going to say hello to everybody. I love to welcome all of our channel members and then say hello and read the comments and have any questions. And there's a couple people who had questions this week that were posted on the video from last week. So we'll try to get to that as well. If you are a person who doesn't care so much for chit chat on the live streams, you might want to scroll through 5 minutes or so, because we always like to say hello to each other, and I like to see who's here, and I like to welcome everybody. This channel, no matter how large it gets, right now haven't quite reached the 10,000 mark yet. Working on it though, but I like to be able to keep it a very family-oriented community. We know each other. We see each other's names. And even if you are not the kind of person who is inclined to comment, know that this community of people, all the people that you see scrolling comments along the side there, are supportive and have been through the same experiences in one way or another that you have been through. And you will receive the biggest, most beautiful, loving virtual hug that you could ever hope for when you come to a channel in search of healing. All right, let's say hello to everybody, and then we'll get to some of the questions and the really cool stuff that's going on. And we're going to talk about clinging. Isn't that so interesting that clinging, it's not an easy word to say, came up for me this week. And a lot of things kind of jumped in when things happen like that. When I start seeing things here, there, and everywhere, I recognize it as a topic that we're supposed to talk about. So we'll talk about what it means when we are clinging to our animal companions, whether they're still here with us in the physical, whether they have crossed to the other side, or even there was 3 examples. If they're still with us, if they're across the other side, or even as they're getting ready to transition. So we're going to talk about all that. So let's say hello real quick first. I'm trying not to get this sun shining right in my face. I thought I positioned myself so well. Oh well, you guys know me, low-tech woman, high-tech world. Let's say hello to Pat. It's great to see you. Pat, you don't have any questions tonight, but something that you said is going to support one of the questions that another viewer had earlier this week. Hello, Sherry. It's good to see you. And Kali, it's great to see you as well. Shirley, hello. Kali, Sherry, let's see who else I get. Sharon, hello. Dana, great to have you here. And who else am I looking for real quick on my... okay, so those are my channel members on so far. We'll see who else is going to be here. I haven't seen Z. I want to see if Z is coming back. And I would love to hear from Kimmy Cat again. So Kimmy Cat, if you're watching this on the replay, know that we send you a giant, big virtual hug and miss you. Who else do we have here? So we have, I said hello to Shirley. Julie, it's good to see you. And Julie from Florida. And here's more. Look, my comments were stuck. Cheryl, great to see you as well. Ms. New York, none your business. Lisa, it's good to see you. And Yeah, big hugs to Kimmy Cat. Thanks, Kali. Yep, absolutely. And who else have I got? I thought I saw, oh, there's a Mark and a Linda. All right, great to see all of you guys here. Um, I'm late. Sorry. Okay. Well, if we always talk amongst ourselves. So feel free to engage in conversation. That's part of what being a community is all about, is supporting each other and not just listening to me, a talking head, chit-chatting, but all the stuff. So I welcome your comments. I welcome your questions. Let's talk about a couple of questions. And Jody, great to see you. I am back from Sedona, which was an amazing trip. It was so it was very fulfilling. And when I talked last week, we did the live stream from Sedona. And please let me know again if that woodpecker sound shows up, because then I'm going to know it's something in this space. We were in Sedona last week, and it was absolutely beautiful. And the places that we found that were so peaceful, we were able to find a couple of, I would call them secret trails, off the beaten path, where we were able to see some beautiful, beautiful indigenous drawings, some cliff dwellings, and from a place of total respect. We did no disturbing whatsoever. It was from a distance. We took some pictures with respect. There was nobody else there. There were no tourists. There was no disrespecting any of the locations that we visited. And it was so profoundly moving to be able to, and I'll post those, especially for the community members. I'll make sure that I post a couple pictures for you. It was so profoundly moving to know that we were sharing space where ancient peoples shared space, where ancient peoples held sacred ground, where ancient peoples came together in community, in a sense of community. And it was a very moving experience. So Sedona was beautiful. I talked a little bit about last week all of the tourism and the commercialism of the town itself, but it was an experience that I wouldn't trade for anything, especially with the wildlife. We got to see so much amazing wildlife right in our own backyard, and the beautiful red rocks. They're undescribable. Even the pictures can't do them justice. And then the other thing, I don't happen to see Mike on at the moment. He might pop on later. Clinging onto Pokey. Okay, we're going to talk about that, because that's one of the reasons why I jumped ahead. It happens all the time, guys. I get off track. I look at a comment. I see something relevant. We're going to talk about one of the reasons that we cling, and it is because of loss. It's why we hung on to Jack for as long as we did, and I would have waited even longer, but knowing that Jack was in pain. Okay, so where was I? Look, it's totally gone now. my whole train of thought gone right out the window. Looking at the comment about clinging. All right, it'll come back to me. I'm sure. Let's talk about a couple housekeeping things I want to share with you guys. The first one is I'm going to teach an online class. It's going to be 5 weeks long, Animal Reiki and Animal Communication. And I'm going to throw in a mediumship module in there. So if anybody wants to kind of dive in, if you want to learn Reiki, because Reiki can help you quiet your mind. A couple of you have been through the Reiki class. Animal Reiki, Animal Communication, and we're going to talk a little bit about mediumship also. And mediumship, not the hairy fairy woo woo thing. Even though it's considered that, we're going to talk about how we use our hearts and Reiki to receive communication and to be able to exchange communication. So that's going to start June 4th. And it was not planned, but when inspiration hits me, I go with it. I don't deny that anymore when the inspiration hits me. So we got it starting June 4th. It's going to be Wednesdays in the evening. It's going to be 6 p.m. Central Time. So that's 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I know that there are a couple of people in New Zealand that were very intrigued. So in New Zealand, it'll be the following day. Isn't that crazy? In New Zealand, it will be Thursdays. I want to say 11 a.m. would be the time for that. So let's talk a little bit about the questions. Oh, no, wait, before I do the questions, I want to share with you, Pat, I put together my little media kit. When I get the inspiration, I go with it. And that was the inspiration, was to put together a little, it's just a little one-page thing about me and animal chaplaincy and animal Reiki. And it's for our animal companions who share our lives right now in the physical in this general geographic area. And I'm going to be sending it out to the little local TV stations. I'm in a small market, so that's a good thing. I will keep you guys posted if that goes anywhere. I will let you know. And then the other thing is, I am really drawn this has been going on for a long time now, and I have been drawn to the animal chaplaincy part of my work deeper than I've ever been before. And animal chaplaincy is about supporting the families of animal companions who are about to cross or who have crossed, and being able to offer grief counseling and really support them in their journey as their animal companion prepares to cross, or if it's something that's already happened and they are unsure how to deal with that. And as part of that, one of our beautiful viewers turned me onto this beautiful person on Etsy who makes handmade stoles. I have to show you guys this. I just have to show you. It's so beautiful. I love being able to support small local businesses. And well, that one's not local, but a small business. And this is what this looks like. So it'll go around my neck, and it's got cat, lion, horse. These are all hand embroidered, not hand embroidered, but they're all embroidered on. Everything was put together by hand. But there's the wolf. We got the lizard there, my bear, a dog. So it's my chaplaincy. I know that calls to me more than anything else, being able to offer this kind of support to people. So I had to put that out there, that when you can find a local craftsperson on Etsy, I love to support that. All right, I'm going to take a quick look at comments. I'm trying to move over so that I'm not getting all this light on me. Hang on, let's see if I can make this work a little bit here. And it's warm. I'm glistening. Let's take a quick look. Linda, Cookie's mom. Oh, hello, Linda. It's so good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Because I do so many readings. Isn't it funny? I usually remember all the animals. I don't always remember all the people. Let's take a quick look here. I really want to learn animal Reiki healing. Jeannie has a torn ACL. But going through holistic this time. So that's part of what Reiki is about. Reiki, when I teach the system of Reiki, it is meant to promote the healing. It's meant to support the healing of our animal companions. I have seen miraculous healing. I've actually seen a miraculous healing that happened over a 24-hour period. That's not always the case. Our animal companions, when I teach Reiki, this is just a little bit about the background of it. We teach that healing can take many different forms, and we honor an animal's journey. So when we are sharing the healing energy, we trust that it will go where it needs to go, and that our animal companion will be able to access that energy in the way that is for their highest good, not necessarily our highest good. So it's for their highest good. But yes, absolutely, I will. I would love for you to be able to learn that so that you can help your animal companions. The light's always on you, later. That's too funny. Oh, hi, Kathy. It's good to see you. And Donna, great to see you as well. Robbie, hey, how you doing? The light's always on me. Yeah, I got nothing, guys. I have tried a million different things to create a little studio. Never works. So this is me. If you're watching me for the first time, this is what you get. What you see is what you get. All right, I'm going to just scroll through a couple more comments. I think we're good. Okay. The questions that came up this week that relate directly to what Pat said. If you look at Pat's comment if you scroll up to the very beginning, Pat commented that he no longer feels that desperation for constant signs, like that really compelling need to please send me a sign. Let me know that everything's okay. Please send me a sign. And I understand that. I have been there myself. But when we get to the point where we trust our animal companions and we know that everything is fine and we know that they are still with us and we know that nothing has happened to their soul and that life continues, and we have received a couple of signs that kind of validate that, then we become so comfortable and become so natural. I am so naturally connected now to Jack and Lucy and Winston and Jake and Zoe and all of the animals, because I fostered all the animals who have crossed to the other side. I feel so at ease with where they are now on their journey. And one of the questions that came up was there were three questions. The first question was, do animals feel pain at the end of their life? Do they suffer? The next question was, how do I know? They were asking me specifically, and the person asked me in a very respectful way, not a challenging way. The person asked me, how do I know some of the things that I share Like, do I hear voices? And so I will answer that. And then the other one was a dog. What was the question? It's about a doggy who's about to pass, and the person who is their human companion feels that they missed it, that they made a mistake, that they should have gone to the veterinarian sooner, that it's their fault that their doggy is now at a point where they can't recover. So I want to address all of that, and then we'll start talking about clinging. The first one is, do animals suffer? And the answer is no. No animal suffers. We may witness a suffering. For example, someone who I recently did a reading for indicated that towards the very end, it was an assisted crossing, and at the very end, their doggy seemed very distressed and could not relax and could not calm down, and she was afraid that how they crossed was very traumatic, and it just doesn't work that way. They number one, if there was any trauma, they don't remember it and they don't take it with them, so it's gone. There's no trauma that transcends to the other side. I call it being Hollywoodized. There's no animal companion that gets stuck because we did something, or they get stuck between worlds because they were meant to stay. It does not work that way at all. They return to a place of pure positive love. They do not take any pain with them. They do not take any suffering with them. They don't take any judgment. They don't take any anger. None of it. It's gone. There's no such thing. I started to say we may witness suffering. That is our suffering. We are witnessing something that's being reflected to us that is part of our learning journey. Our animal companions. And the way that I look at this is that the creator, whatever your religious beliefs are, the creator of all things, the creator of the beautiful animal companions that came to spend our life with us, would not allow that to happen. That beautiful animal soul is gone already. This came to me through a reading with, it wasn't even a reading. This came to me in meditation with Kitty Kitty, and Kitty Kitty dropped off the back of a sofa and fell to the ground. And I say these things, I don't mean them in a way that hurts your heart. I say them, there are such beautiful stories to me now, so natural that I can share these stories. Kitty Kitty was sleeping on the back of a couch, fell off, and by the time Kitty Kitty's little body was on the ground, Kitty Kitty was already gone. And then another doggy shared with me a visual of human carrying them. I saw I just saw the little visual as doggies watching. And what they share with me is they instantly, even if there is any sign of biological presence still in their body, their soul is long gone. Their soul has gone straight to the field, heaven, the rainbow bridge, wherever you are comforted in thinking of that. I am comforted by the fact of knowing that they are here energetically with me right now in this space as I breathe and talk and live. My animal companions are with me. So that's how I received the messages and the understanding that they do not suffer and that there is no pain. That includes all animals. It includes wildlife. It includes the natural wildlife, like a rabbit that's the dinner of a coyote. That is the natural. It's the natural way for the coyote and the rabbit. The rabbit doesn't suffer. The rabbit is already gone. There is no suffering there with that. And then how do I know this? That was the person's question. How do I know the things that I say? And because he or she wanted to know that their animal companion was okay on the other side and was still with them. And that part of what we're going to talk about tonight is how to do a meditation. I'm going to teach you guys super quick how to do a meditation. But anyway, back to that question, how do I know? How do I know is that I began to trust. Now, for me, it happened with Lucy. When Lucy crossed to the other side, her transition was an assisted one, and it was a very spiritual transition. There's no denying that. It was very spiritual. I felt her pass into me, and that night I had the most vivid dream I've ever had, and she came to me as a wolf. And I knew from that moment on that we were connected. And that's when I started. So I began practicing with this. I began playing with it. I began exploring and investigating and learning. So I contacted different people who did human mediumship. There's very few that do animal mediumship. And I began to learn what that really means. that it's not about seances, that it's not about shaking tambourines, that it's not about getting spirit writing. That can be it. You know, you guys know that I get my messages with automatic writing, but it's not about ghost writing messages on the mirror. It's about understanding that our body, our brain, our heart, everything is designed to be connected to the energetic field that surrounds us. And the more I practiced and the more I had connections with the Logans, with the Phoebes, with all of the animals. There was a dog named Whiskey who was such a clear, vivid message that Whiskey sent, it was so obvious that I started to understand that this was real, that it was true. And we can all do it. It's not a gift that is reserved. I'm not just a lucky person who happened to be present with Lucy when she gifted me with this magic. That it's not that at all. What Lucy did was open my heart. And when we learn how to open our hearts and quiet our minds, I credit Reiki with that as well, teaching me how to be quiet, teaching me how to let go of control, teaching me how to surrender, teaching me how to honor animals as sentient beings that have souls that go on forever. That's how I know, because I now trust them implicitly. And I share that with you guys. I share it once I receive that information. So how can you know? You can know. You can, if you'd like to, you know that I'm happy to share messages with you guys. But it's your animal companion. Your animal companion wants to connect with you. They want you to be there for them as much as they are there for you. And when you can just set aside your doubt and set aside the questions and set aside the fear that there's nothing after this, life, which is, they have blessed me with that. They've blessed me with that. It's gone. That fear is totally gone. If I say goodbye tomorrow, it's not, I have no fear of that whatsoever. But that's how. And you do it through meditation. So I'm going to share with you a little bit later, after we talk about the clingy part, a brief way to meditate. Meditation does not have to be complicated. It does not have to, I know people say, but I'm ADD. I can't concentrate. I sit down on a pillow, or I sit down on my bed, and I'll either fall asleep or my mind starts to wander. I have all these thoughts going through. I can help you with that with Reiki, but your animal companion can also help you with that. You can ask them to help quiet your mind. And I set one intention. I always set one intention. And that intention is, there is nothing more important at this moment in time than my connection with Lucy or Jack or whoever it is that I want to connect with. There is nothing more important at this moment in time. I don't care about my car. I don't care about jobs. I don't care about nothing. There is nothing more important at this minute in time than connecting with my animal companion. So, sweet Jack, please allow my mind to be quiet. I am opening this space for you. And that's it. I'm going to show you a little bit more in a minute, but that's all you really need to do. Is when you set the intention that there is nothing more important, there is absolutely nothing more important, not the mail, not your neighbors, not your mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is a saint in heaven, but she still was a saint and is a saint. None of that matters. None of it matters whatsoever. So you can get to that space on your own. Oh, and then did I make a big mistake, and is it my fault that my animal companion crossed? That one's a hard one for me to absolve you of, although I would, if I could just like do the, you are absolved of that. But I will tell you that, but you and your animal companion are the one who have to come to that together, because your animal companion is on their own journey. They are on a journey as much as we are on a journey. And everyone, I include myself in this, we do the best that we possibly can with what we have at any moment in time. And sometimes we're distracted, and sometimes we don't pay enough attention. I know this. I would go back and change stuff about Jack and Lucy's like that. I would change it so fast, knowing that that was so deep into my corporate life. They spent entire days alone. Thankfully, they had each other. But oh my gosh, when I think about what I would change and what I did or didn't do, what I should or shouldn't have done, we could shoot ourselves to death. We let that go because they are on their own journey. And when they do cross to the other side, all is forgiven. And the only person who needs to forgive is you, to forgive yourself and know that you've done the best that you possibly can at that moment in time. And it helps make us better stewards. I've said this so many times before. We become better companions for future animals in our life. I already Gypsy has a completely different life than I had with Jack and Lucy, who were so, I mean, they were with me their entire lives from the moment they were born, just about. They were with me. And Gypsy is a rescue, and I do everything differently, from her nutrition to her veterinary care, to the time that I spend with her, to her walks, to allowing her to smell every blade of grass if that's what she wants to do. We all would do. I think I speak for all of us that say we would probably go back and do at least something different for our animal companions. So know that even when it comes time for your doggy or your kitty cat or your horse or your bearded dragon, whatever your animal companion may be, when it comes time for them to cross, you be there for them. Be there for them, hold them in a space of love, let them know that they've always been loved, that they always will be loved, that you're there to support them, giving them a peaceful, beautiful transition, and be ready to stay connected with them when they cross to the other side. All right, none of that was planned. So this is all good stuff, as the western sun begins to shine on me. I see the comments scrolling fast by, so let's take a quick peek at that. Christy Bradley, that was me asking that. Oh, how do you know? Okay, Christy, good. Thank you for identifying, because that's how you can know too. It's not and I think that there are some people in this little group that will verify, Pat being one of them, Sharon, Collie, Cheryl, look, everybody. I think everybody would be able to verify that when we learn to set aside that questioning about how do you know? Because once you know, you know. And it never goes away, by the way. It never goes away. Once you get that first sign, that first inclination, or that first like validation it's unmistakable, then you just keep trusting. And you'll get more and more signs and more messages, and that's how you know. All right, let's keep talking. Full moon tonight. We have a full moon tonight, guys. So if anybody does get a chance to go out there and stand under the Scorpio moon, I didn't have an opportunity to look up the Scorpio moon. I'm not the astrology person. I love astrology. I love astronomy. I love Orion. I love the Pleiades. I love Cassiopeia. I love the Northern Cross. I love the Southern Cross. I love the Swan. There are so many beautiful, beautiful constellations that I love and I feel very drawn to, but I don't know much about them. I keep my little moon thing here. People said that's the sign of a witch. No, it's not. It's a waxing moon, a full moon, and a waning moon. I love the cycles of the moon, and tonight happens to be a full moon. So if you do get a chance to go out there and howl at the moon, I would encourage it. I love just the feeling of the power of the moon, the brightness, just standing there under such a beautiful thing as the full moon. So tonight we have a beautiful full moon. All right, let's go through the comments here real quick. I'm going to scroll up for a second. Pat, thank you for confirming that. So at peace, it changes everything. What if animals have reincarnated and gone to someone else, but you want to talk to them, but you don't know where they are? Oh, Linda, that's a great question. We've talked about reincarnation before, and I don't want to get too far astray from my information tonight on clinging, but your questions are important to me. Reincarnation is not what we think it is. So it's not a one-time deal. I'll use Winston as my example. So Winston was a rescue. Winston was not even a rescue. I mean, in the end, he was a rescue, but Winston was dumped in the woods and found his way to me at the top of the mountain. That's when I lived in the RV at the top of the mountain in the middle of nowhere. And Winston showed up one day, and Winston was very old, very sick, not microchipped, no collar, no nothing. And he was with me for two and a half years. And it's a fun story to say that the veterinarian said that he didn't have more than a week or two to live. And in the end, he lived with me for 2.5 years. But when I connect with Winston after life, I do this all through meditation. And in meditation, now I probably go deeper in meditation than most because I enjoy that feeling. I like going quiet. I like putting my sleep mask on. I lay down. I will sometimes put earplugs in. I totally zone out and I connect with animals. And I asked to connect with Winston on many occasions, and he has shown me wonderful things. He has shown me him in heaven, and his version of heaven is running on a beach chasing little seabirds. Um, he has shown me a vision of him with a little girl, and that's the one that comes up the most frequently. And when I ask to get insight, and I don't hear Winston's voice in my mind, I just get this understanding in my own mind. When I ask to connect with Winston and I get a vision of him with a little girl, I get a sense that his soul went back to the family that left him, and that one of those family members was a little girl who was absolutely bereft, that her other family members who we suspect after consulting my veterinarian, we suspect that the cost of his medical care was too much. And I was very fortunate in that my veterinarian said, if you rescue him, I'll take care of him. So we were very, very fortunate in that way. I don't think he expected him to live for 2.5 years when he made that offer. But so I believe in all of the animals that I've been able to connect with, and that includes people. Reincarnation is not a one-time thing, that when we return to the other side, our entire soul is reunited, that the majority of our soul exists outside of this physical body. And when we leave our physical body and go to the other side, we then do anything. Like right now, there could be a version of us that is reincarnated elsewhere. There could be a reincarnation of my father that I'm unaware of, that I don't, because it's not my journey. It's not my life. But you can connect with that. So Linda, that's what I would say, is that just because they may have reincarnated, number one, they will always find their way back to you. You do not have to worry about, oh, but what if I went to the shelter and I looked at all the dogs and I happened to glance the wrong way and my dog's wagging his tail going, it's me, it's me, it's me. They don't miss us. They will not ever miss us. They will come back to us. Even if it's in the form of a different kind of animal companion, they will come back to us. So if you are trying to reach out to them through meditation, and they have already reincarnated and might be with a different family, that's just part of their fun journey. It's part of what they want to do. I've said this many times. I'm coming back as a hawk. I just am. I want to come back as a hawk. I want to know what it looks like from 10,000 feet, to look down and be able to see a mouse down there. We have so much more power than we understand. We think we're stuck in these little physical bodies, and we can do so much more. And that includes connecting with our animal companions, no matter where they happen to be in the world. Plus, the other little part of reincarnation is that there's a thing called, I can't remember what I called it before. Soul sharing. Is that what I called it? You guys who have been through this before, where they can actually, their soul can come into the body of an animal who's existing with us right now, and you'll see it in the animal's eyes. I've seen it happen with a horse, and a woman who I was working with who saw her cat so clearly in the eyes of the horse. It was incredibly emotional. I've experienced it before I knew what was happening. There was a dog named Cody, and someday I will share all of Cody's story, but it was before I had my personal awakening. And Cody was on a dog trail across the way from where I was and stopped dead in his tracks, stood up on the fence and would not move. His owner was, I don't really like to use the word owner. His human companion was befuddled because he could not get Cody to move. I finally went over and said, do I know you guys? And I did not know them, but Cody would not go anywhere until I had thoroughly scratched him, looked in his face, got kisses. So I, at the time, wrote it off as some interesting, some weird little thing with a dog who thought I must have been somebody else. If I had only known that was probably truly a soul that needed to see me through their eyes. So that happens too. Okay, we're going to keep on going here. Thank you, Kali. Thank you. Yep, because that always happens too. Our higher self still exists on the other side with our animal companions who cross to the other side. I'm going to try and pull back here a little bit more, because I can't see the screen. Dana, thank you for, hi, Michelle. I'm wishing so bad that my girl Ebony will reincarnate and come back to me. How can I find out if this can for us. Well, because they do. We've talked about this for reincarnation too. All right, so clearly tonight's topic needs to be a little bit more about reincarnation, which I don't mind at all. I can talk about it forever. Reincarnation can also be a co-creation. So you can sit down. Now, I love to do automatic writing. Automatic writing is my jam. I have a notebook. It's across the other. It's over under the sun, under the setting sun right now. But I have a notebook. I have a Bic pen. I sit down with my notebook and I journal. I receive messages from animals. I receive messages from source. And sometimes I just write, and I write to create. So I will write. So a lot of times I'll write with Jack and Lucy's help. Jack and Lucy now to me are one dog. With Jack and Lucy's help, I would love to be able to create a new, for me, it might be a new, maybe I want to bring in new clients for my chaplaincy. But with the two, what would that look like? How would my day look if I was to spend an entire day being an animal chaplain? And I might write all that out. You can do the same thing for reincarnation, as if your higher self and your animal companion are on the other side. And by the other side, I mean in the energetic field, the beautiful field of all potential and all possibility. They are there in this beautiful place, and you can sit down with a pen and paper and you can write what you would like to do. And they're co-creating with you. Their energetic spirit is right there sitting with you, sometimes guiding your thoughts. I would love to be able to know when I walk into the shelter, that you will wag your tail, that a song will come on. I've had that happen more than once, that a song will come on with your name in it, that I will walk into a building and a puppy will run up and jump in my lap, that a kitten that has been returned. Jody, no, it wasn't Jody. I can't. Yeah, it was that a cat who has been returned to the shelter 3 times. On the 4th time, it's because they were meant to come with me. You can't mistake it. They will find you and they will move hell and high water to get to you. And you can co-create that by, you don't have to write it down, but I like to write it down. I like to look at my creations and then go back and look at them and say, look, that happened. We co-created that. They doubled the cost since the last refill. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not going to go back to that. Oh, Linda, you're into astrology. Yes, I know that you are. I know you are. I still need to connect with you about that because I would love to learn more about astrology. The Scorpio moon is the focus to connect to the other side. Oh, okay. All right. That is really good to know. So everybody, out to the full moon as soon as this is over. Out to the full moon we'll go, and we will connect with our beautiful souls on the other side. Lisa, is it over soul when they come back in an animal that we have currently? Yeah, that happens also. We've talked about this too before, and maybe it's worth doing another video again, because I can just title them Reincarnation Continued, Reincarnation Again, Reincarnation 1, 2, and 3. I have seen this in Gypsy. And I know that some of you have commented before that you've also seen it in your animal companions, where all of a sudden they will develop a habit or a particular behavior or a change in nutrition. Something will happen that only your other animal companion did. So Gypsy has Jack and Lucy. I haven't seen her do anything really for Winston, but mostly for Jack and Lucy. She has taken on a couple, in particular for each one of them, they had a very specific thing that they did. For Jack, it's this stretch. I can't define it. I would have to video it. But she never did it in the beginning, and she did not do it in the beginning. And then with Lucy, I swear it's the foodie. Lucy was always a foodie, and now Gypsy has become the foodie that Lucy used to be, and with the drool. So Lucy could drool with the best of them. Gypsy was not ever a drooler, and under normal circumstances, she isn't. Like when she eats her normal dinner, but there might be a time I'll look over and it's just Lucy. I see Lucy as soon as I see that. So yes, they can. It's not any kind of possession. They willingly allow your prior animal companions to see through their eyes, to be part of their body. I've done this myself, and if you guys have ever experimented this, I did it myself willingly, consciously for my father. I was in the Rocky Mountains, and I was standing at a vista of the Rocky Mountains that was so amazing. And my father was all about mountains. He loved the mountains. He loved the trees. He loved the streams. He was an avid fisherman. In fact, I put on my little stole here, I put his little fish that he always wore as a tie tack. He was an avid fisherman. And I said, I give over my eyes to you. And I imagined myself. I imagined him looking at everything through my eyes. And what did that look like? And I allowed him to see everything through my eyes. So we can do that too, as much as our animal companions do that. Verbal now took on things from each one of your 3 cats. Yep. I'm not surprised to hear that at all. Full moon meditation it is. Okay. Hello, Astro Bubbers. It's good to see you. I'm sorry, the light is in my eyes and I can't see the comments. So, all right, we'll try one more switch of the chair, and I might be okay. Let's talk about this clinginess. Oh no, we can't talk about clinginess until I tell you the story of Bear. Sharon, you've heard the story of Bear. I don't think anybody else has. 2 weeks ago, not this past Monday, which was actually Tuesday, because I was late a day with the video. It was 2 Mondays ago. I was doing meditation in preparation for my live stream. I spend Monday afternoon just always by myself. I'm laying on my little lounge chair, and I have a TV. And some of you have heard this story. You've all heard the story. I have a TV, and I like LED lights. I love colorful lights. I don't have any on tonight. Don't know why I wasn't thinking about that. I love colorful lights. And around the TV is a set of LED lights that is programmed to be like this really pretty blue. It's a pretty aqua teal blue. And it only comes on when the TV is on. So when I turn the TV on, my little lights come on. It makes me very happy. As I was laying in my chair, the lights came on. The TV is not on. I rarely actually watch TV. The TV is not on, and the lights flashed on very clear. I mean, they came on and they were bright white. They weren't even the color blue. They were bright white. And in another lifetime, I would have said, there's got to be some kind of electrical glitch somewhere. But now I know that those things are signs. And I immediately said out loud, I'm the only one here, so it doesn't matter. I immediately said, oh, who is that? Who's trying to get through to me? And the download that I received was, it's me, Bear. It's Bear, Bear. So I went on that night on the video and I said to you guys, anybody got whose animal companion is named Bear? I had a sense that it was a dog. I did get a sense it was a brown dog, but in the end, it didn't turn out to be a brown dog. But I got a sense that it was a dog. And I said, anybody know who Bear is? And there was not really too much of anything. A friend of a friend of a friend might have had a dog named Bear, but we didn't have anything come through. Last Monday, I mentioned it again. And I just said, I'm still looking to find out whoever Bear is. I had a private reading with someone on, I don't think they're on, what was the name? Okay, no, they're not. Now I remember the name. I'm not going to say anybody's name who has not given me permission. So as I'm having the call with her, I do a reading for her, and we're doing a Zoom call, and we go through everything. I do my meditation. I'm giving her all the information. Lasts about a half an hour, and at the end of the half hour, I said, are there any other questions? And we had a couple really good hits, like a couple clear pieces of evidence. And she said, yeah, there's just one piece. There's one thing that we were so hoping for, that would have validated everything for us. We were just hoping that you would know what her real name was, because it wasn't, I'm going to say, Freddie. It wasn't Freddie. It was this. And she said it was Bear. And so I started to cry in a reading with a client. There's me crying. I said, you're not going to believe this, but go back 2 Mondays ago when it was the day that Bear passed. That those lights came on. Look, it's going to make me cry right now. It was the day that Bear passed. And it was unbelievable, like unbelievable. So Pat, you asked a question also, do I ever get information from animals that their human has not asked? That was a clear yes, that it was Bear. I had not met Bear's human yet. Bear's human hadn't even booked the appointment yet. And it was Bear who came through. So trust that these things, that there's no, we can't make this stuff up. We just can't make it up. Okay, right. It gives you chills. It 100% gave me chills. It just from head to toe to know that that was Bear. All right, so I had to tell the story of Bear. Oh, and I have to tell one more story. Sorry, guys, got to do it. Um, for those of you who are questioning and really want to know, there is another person who watches the channel regularly. Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're not. I know that he will watch, but again, he didn't give me permission, so I'm not going to say any names. Who is now, just like Pat, fully trusts in his connection with his animal companion on the other side. Receives messages all the time, receives signs all the time, doesn't have to ask, doesn't beg, doesn't cry, occasionally cries, but for the most part, completely trusts that his animal companion is always with him and always guiding him. A family member's animal companion crossed, and that family member came forward and said, would you please take care of, I don't even know that particular doggy's name. Would you please take care of my doggy for me? I can't do it. And this person said, I will do that, and reached out to his animal companion on the other side and said, show me the place where we should respectfully place this beautiful doggy for his final resting place. And he let his intuition guide him, came to a spot, dug with a shovel. First hit on the shovel is a big cement heart. And you can't mistake it. He sent me the picture of it. And that was one of the signs that his animal companion said he would always send. So know that these things are true and that there's no mistaking them, and that we can all help each other heal through this just by even listening to the stories of our own signs. So why do we cling? Clinging is that thing. Have you guys ever had a friend who was really clingy? Or an old boyfriend or an old girlfriend who was super clingy? Maybe you, I know at some point I was a super clinger. Is that a thing? Super clinger? That, when you're clingy, when you're so needy, because we are either insecure, we are afraid of loss, we've been hurt too many times. We're just afraid in general. We're afraid of them leaving us. We're afraid of being hurt. We're afraid of not being loved. And that causes us to grip on even tighter. But the more you grip onto something, the more smothering it feels. If you've ever been on the other end where you feel smothered. And our animal companions are so wonderful about it that they rarely let us know that we are being clingy. It's up to us to kind of self-monitor that. Sometimes our animal companions they'll be, get off me. I don't want to be a lap dog. But for the most part, it's those times when we are, let's say that our animal companion is still with us. If we become obsessed with what they do all day long, we're watching them on a camera all day long. We are obsessed about their health. We're obsessed about their veterinary care. We're taking them to the vet at the slightest little thing every other week. Those things are a sign of, I don't have a better word. Clingy sounds a little negative, but those are signs that we're being a little bit overprotective or over emotional, or over indulgent. Can't think of the right word. That clingy from my younger days. Yeah, a lot of us. I mean, I admit it. I know that I was clingy when I was a young woman. So when we start to obsess over their care, obsess over their feeding, obsess over their daily, with how often they poop, obsess everything, we become clingy. And then when the time comes for them to cross to the other side as part of their natural journey, whether it's through an illness or through aging, if we are so clingy, I just don't have a better word at the moment. If we are so emotionally and energetically hanging on to them that they don't leave us, and they may stay longer than is comfortable in their own physical little body, and they do it for us. They do it for us. They are so selfless. Our beautiful animal companions they're just so amazing, that they would do that for us, and they would stay with us because they know that we need them, when really they are suffering or they are in pain. I don't like to say they're suffering either, but let's just say they're in pain. They're in pain. They're tired. Their body is tired. They know that if they were to transition to the other side, it would be so much easier because they lose all that goes away. They are their young, beautiful, spry self all over again, but they stay with us for us. And we cling to that. And that's when we start to obsess over the signs. So when we are desperate for a dream, We are desperate for a sign. We look for it everywhere. We need the sign. We chase the sign. And the more that you chase something, the faster it runs away. The same thing, just think about you being chased. You would just, if something is chasing you, you're going to run even faster. So that's like the nature of the chase. There's a chaser and a chasee, and nobody likes to be chased. So I would love to be able to get us to a place where we can allow ourselves to heal. Now I'm just going to look at my notes real quick, because I wrote this in a really nice way. That our beautiful animal companions often stay for us, but they deserve the freedom, the respect, the peace that we would want. And so when we can grant that to them, it helps their transition. It helps their life here. When we can trust that their love is forever, it's different than a human being. There are fickle human beings that are in love one moment and out of love the next. It doesn't work that way with our animal companions. That's why we're so drawn to them. Their love is unconditional. They don't care what we look like. They don't care what we smell like. They don't care what we did at work. They don't care about anything except being with us. They just want us to live life with them. They'd like us to play a little bit more with them, but they love us unconditionally, and they won't leave us. Now, the fear is, of course, that if we aren't monitoring their every move, that they will die. And I'm using that word on purpose, that they will die. And when they die, then we have lost them, and that love is gone. But that's part of the message also, is that it does not die. The only thing that dies is a physical body. Their soul, their essence, their energy, the part of them that will always be part of you, does not leave. When we cling to grief, which is like that warm blanket of poo, when we cling to grief, which is like the way that we think that we are clinging to them, so they're gone, so all we have left is the sadness in our heart and that depth of despair. So we're going to hang on to that as much as we can because the tears are all we have. It's not all you have. So when we can learn to surrender, and I include that, I say we, for me, Winston was the hardest one to, because Winston surprised me when Winston finally left. I got spoiled after 2.5 years. I thought he was going to live forever. And isn't that what we all want, right? There's that funny meme going around Instagram and Facebook that says, nobody wants a better cup of coffee. They want their dog to live till they're 60 or 70. So like science, get with the program. What we really want is our animal companions to spend the rest of our life with us. We don't need another flavored something or whatever. So we hang on to them. And I'm not saying to let go of their memory. In fact, instead of saying let go, what's a better way of saying go? Instead of letting go, let be. Just let it be. Know that they have a journey, that their little body at some point is going to wear out before ours. They're going to cross to the other side, and we can be a partner in that process. We can be the support for them that we would want for ourselves. We can be the person who holds them, who comforts them, who lets them know that all is well, that you will be fine, that everything is fine, that they can pass with ease, that they can transition easily to the other side, and that when they do, you will always be connected. You are here for their highest good, whatever is the best for them. You support them always, forever and always, and their transition then becomes so smooth and so peaceful that it leaves you with a sense of peace. I'm not saying that you won't be sad. I still cry. I cry over the silliest things. I found a jack hair. We call them pony parts. His little nickname was Pony. I pulled the sofa out and there was a pony part there. And it's been 3 years. And of course it's going to make you cry. It's absolutely going to make you cry. I'm not saying to let go of their memory. I'm saying that it's time to let it be, that their transition was part of their journey, and that it's time now for us to recognize that our relationship has just changed. It's just changed a little bit, in that we have to be able to now energetically connect with them as opposed to being able to physically connect with them. We're going to have to start giving virtual spiritual hugs instead of getting that real hug. So to be able to, signs, I wrote down signs that you may be clinging. Could be the need for constant validation or constant signs. Once you get to the part where you guys said in the comments, like Pat, once you get to the part where you completely trust, the signs are now beautiful. They happen all the time. You find the sweet Lucy T-shirt in the middle in the center of the thrift store. What they just happen naturally and beautifully, and when you ask. And you can just sit back and know, I know now that I can say to Lucy at any time, Lucy, tonight when I go out and watch the full moon, if there's a shooting star, I'm going to know it's you. And I don't, like, I'm not compelled now to run out and stand at the moon all night long waiting for a shooting star. I just know that she's always with me. Inability to be alone with your emotions. That's why I want to share meditation as the last thing. The inability to sit quietly with your own emotions, no matter how sad they may be. That's a sign that we may be clinging. And a meditation that invites them to help you heal, that can be one of the ways. Micromanaging your pet's life out of fear. Yeah, micromanaging is what I called it. There's a throwback to my corporate days. Micromanaging your pet's life could be a sign that you are clinging. And then avoiding the grief. So with distractions, with anything that you can think of that will get you away from the grief, when really you do need to feel it. We have these emotions for a reason. We're meant to feel them. All right, I think I talked about all of that. So let's do this meditation. Oh, I wrote, let's not do it a meditation. Let's call it a relaxation, because this is a way to help you just achieve a level of peace within yourself that allows you to have communion, that allows you to have that connection with your animal companion who has crossed to the other side. Now, you could even do this with your animal companion who's here. When we learn animal communication, it works. It's the same thing, whether they're here in the physical or whether they're on the other side. Communication is the same thing. It's telepathy. It's telepathic communication. That freaks everybody out when they hear it's telepathy. It's just the type of communication that's not through your mouth. It's not in writing. They're not speaking to you. It's through it's through our heart. It is, we use parts of our brain to initiate, to take in and receive the communication, but it all happens with our heart right here. So that heart-brain connection that we've talked about many times. So this is what, super simple, super easy to do. The easier, the better. It does not need to be complicated. You can make it complicated. I don't even call it complicated anymore. I make it, when I do like my Mondays, I'll do a really good ritual. Like, I'll make sure that everything in my space is perfect. Everything is neat. Everything is just so. I have all my pictures just where I need them to be. I can see my beautiful animal companions. I see their footprints. I see their paw prints. I might have a candle going. I have all my lights on. I like to put my little sleep mask on. I may put earbuds in just so I can like zone out everybody. I may listen to a track, on YouTube or something. But then you can make it as ritualistic as you like, but you don't have to. It's this simple. The first thing is do what I said earlier. You set the intention that nothing is more important right now than your connection with your animal companion. You set that intention. You place your hand on your heart. I love to do this. Place my hand on my heart. You can place one hand, you can place both hands. I do this frequently. I just place my hands right here. This is my heart space. My heart space is the most powerful part of my body. So it's the most powerful energy center of any animal's body. And I know that when I set the intention that nothing is more important than my animal companion, then my heart just opens up. And if you need to picture what that feels like, picture holding a kitten, picture cuddling a puppy, picture seeing baby birds fly out of the nest for the first time, picture your grandchild, picture whatever it takes for you to get that feeling, but that's what you're going for. And I don't even need to picture any of those things anymore. I just know that I open my heart when I think of Lucy, when I think of Jack, and it's time to connect with them. Nothing is more important. I place my hand on my heart. I visualize them. Now, if they're still with you, you can do this in physical body. You can just picture them, or if it's like Gypsy, she'll lay on the bed with me. She loves to lay on my little chase lounge over there. I just hold them in my mind. and I picture them glowing in the most amazing light, like all the glow. If there was sun shining behind them and they had a halo and they were golden light, that's what I picture. There is Jack and Lucy, and they are shining bright. They are angels like no angels I've ever seen before in my whole life. And I picture them like that, and I hold my hand on my heart and I just whisper, I love you. I love you. I love you, and I trust you. I trust you more than any other living thing I've ever trusted. I know that you hold my heart the way that I hold your heart. And I trust that you won't ever leave me. I have complete faith. There's nothing that can break through that trust. There is nothing that breaks through that trust. And those are the things I whisper to myself. And that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Now, I love to, I have a little thing, right? So I set the intention. I feel my heart. I hold them in the space. I see that glow. And then I invite them to come join me. I invite them to send me a sign of their choice, whatever they want to do. I'm open to receive. Or I simply say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reminding my heart what it is to feel love. Thank you for reminding me what that feels like. Thank you for reminding me how much I loved to grab your scruffy little neck. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. And then be open to receive. Just be open to receive. You'll receive either a message or a sign, and that sign can simply be a moment of relief. It can just be your heart feeling so full like it hasn't felt in days. That's all you need to feel. That opens the door, and it never closes again. It doesn't ever close again. Once you open the door, and once you believe and accept and trust, and I'm going to call out Pat, and I'm going to call out Aaron and Sharon and Sherry and all of you. I know you know this. Trust. You trust them, and they will come to you again and again and again. Let's just say that you do that, and it's okay for a day or two, or you just can't get there. You just can't get there. That's when you ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. It's why I became an animal chaplain. Nowhere ever in any 16-year-old diary when I was a 16-year-old girl did I write, I can't wait to grow up and be an animal chaplain. It just happened. It came to me. And now that I've received my calling, I will not say no. Reach out to someone if you need help. Reach out to me. Reach out to a local. There are so many local groups everywhere. They're everywhere. They're all over the world. You can reach out to a group of people who gather and support each other through pet loss. You can join this community every Monday night because we support each other through the same thing. You can reach out to someone like me. You can reach out to if you are if you belong to an organized church, if you go to church on a regular basis, whatever that church may look like for you, you can reach out to a pastor. You can reach out to, who's the one, her name is Dr. Katie Lawler, Dr. Katie Lawler, the pet loss psychologist. She would be someone who you could reach out to online. There are people all over, and we want to help. We have all been through this. We have all been through this. I promise you that going back to my very first childhood animal, my very first childhood pet, Peanuts, I have seen everything. I've had a bird fly away when I was cleaning her cage. I had boy, if you talk about guilt, I mean, there was no, I mean, I couldn't stop. I told myself that I could never have another animal again. I told myself I would never bring another animal because I was such a horrible person. I've seen everything. I've seen everything. And I want to be able to support you through those things. And I know and can empathize with all of the things that you've been through. So reach out for help should you need it. So my closing thoughts are this. Our pets, we are not owners. Our pets are not ours to keep. Our beautiful animal companions are ours to love. So it's not to be kept, it's to be loved, and to be loved for who they are, wherever they happen to be on their journey, honoring their journey, honoring their souls, loving who they are, exactly who they are at any moment in time. Okay, my loves. I saw comments going by, tingling on the top of your head when hearing this. Okay, I'm not sure what part that was. I've stopped forever and always. Puppy is staring at you on the phone as I watch this. He likes looking at you. Oh, I love that, Lisa. That's awesome. Not the nuns, though. We got to bring the nuns into the. We got to bring the nuns into it. Oh, my beautiful nuns, Sister Mary Amoeba. I love you. I know you're in heaven. Yeah, Sister Mary Amoeba. Her name was Sister Mary Amelia. Guilty of loving my pets more than I love most people. Okay. Anybody else want to chime in about that? I would love to know, Dana, what that tingling on the top of your head is. Receive and give love. So I'm guilty of loving my pets more than most people. Yeah. Okay. Everybody except for my granddaughter. Okay. Who I love unconditionally. But yes, same thing. Astrobubbers, 28 plus dogs, 6 plus dogs, 3 horses, 3 birds. Saw them all here in your heart space. Oh, you are so welcome. I am so glad. Even for that brief little meditation. They all come in. I can feel all animals. I feel them all. I am so surrounded, you guys. That's why I'm so grateful to you, because every one of your animal companions that I've had the opportunity to connect with, it's like, for me, it's a beautiful warm blanket of fur. They're with me always. They are always here. My energetic field is so full of all of these beautiful animals, and some of them are wild. Some of them you've never met. Some of my beautiful wildlife that I have worked with. I just love them all, and I love all of your animal companions so much, and I'm so grateful for you guys. Okay, so let's. I'm going to quickly go through. Toto Rava is a thank you. Is Gypsy going on your next trip? It's possible. Oh, when you had the relaxation, okay. Okay, so we're just going to stop reading comments for the moment. Is Gypsy going on your next trip? I am going to answer that question. Possibly. I'm not sure yet about Gypsy. I want to bring her with me. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Oh, snacks for your trip. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. I will be heading out to Pennsylvania. So I'll be heading out to the East Coast at the end of May. I am so appreciative of that. I'm so appreciative of you guys so much. I would love to take Gypsy with me, and I'm going to stop at see family members along the way, and they want to meet Gypsy. Travel is a struggle for Gypsy, so we're gonna try and work into it. I've mentioned this before, because she's blind and because she was rescued and she was traveled across country in a van in a kennel. Travel for her makes her car sick, and besides car sick, it stresses her. She pants the whole time, she paces the whole time. So I will not medicate. So we are working through that. I'm trying to work with her through Reiki, through conditioning, through love, letting her know that that it will be okay. And I would love to take her on like my trips around the country when I get to meet you guys too, to be able to see everybody and to be able to meet everybody. All right, my friends, tonight it's time to go howl at the moon. Yeah, we're way over, guys. Time to go howl at the moon. Everybody, tell Shirley hi when you go to Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, that's the other Shirley. That's the other Shirley, and I will definitely tell her hi, Julie. Sending hugs for Gypsy. Ella, thank you so much. Howl at the moon and release all the sadness. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. The moon can hold it. The moon can hold it. Go out there. I don't care if it's a full moon. I mean, is there a full moon everywhere? I don't I don't even know how that works, like around the world, because I think, Dana, you're in a different part of the world. Go out there, and the trees, the sun, the wind, the moon, everything can help you release that grief. Everything. The moon will take it. Go howl under the moon right now. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting each other. Thank you for being here for me. Thank you for sharing your animal companions with me. I will see you all next Monday. And until then, may animals light your way. Take care, everybody. Go howl at the moon.